The story of Abraham and Isaac is one of the most well-known in the Bible. It is a story of faith and obedience, but also of sacrifice and love. God asked Abraham to do the unthinkable, to sacrifice his only son, Isaac. This was a huge test of Abraham's faith. He loved Isaac very much, yet he was willing to obey God's command. Abraham traveled to Mount Moriah with Isaac. He built an altar and bound Isaac to it. As Abraham prepared to sacrifice his son, an angel of the Lord stopped him. The angel told Abraham that he had proven his faith. God provided a ram for Abraham to sacrifice instead of Isaac. This story is often interpreted as a testament to the importance of obeying God, even when his commands are difficult to understand. It is also seen as a foreshadowing of the sacrifice of Jesus Christ, who is often referred to as the Lamb of God. The story of Abraham and Isaac is a powerful reminder that faith often requires us to make difficult choices. It also teaches us that God is merciful and compassionate. He will not ask us to do anything that we cannot bear. To understand the story's impact, we must understand Abraham's background. Born in ancient Mesopotamia, Abraham lived amongst polytheistic people, yet he felt a singular, powerful God calling him. This God asked Abraham to leave his home and travel to a new land, Canaan. This journey was not just geographical, but spiritual. Abraham was leaving behind the familiar gods of his ancestors and embracing a new, uncertain relationship with a single, all-powerful God. This God promised Abraham a great nation descended from him, a promise all the more incredible given that Abraham and his wife Sarah were elderly and childless. Against all odds, Sarah gave birth to Isaac. He became the embodiment of God's promise to Abraham. Every ritual, every sacrifice Abraham performed was imbued with the weight of this legacy. It's within this context that we must understand God's request to sacrifice Isaac, a request that challenged the very foundation of Abraham's faith and the future he was promised. Isaac grew up knowing the story of his near sacrifice. While the text doesn't delve into Isaac's feelings, we can imagine the complexity. He was the living testament to his father's faith, a constant reminder of both immense love and unimaginable sacrifice. This knowledge likely shaped Isaac's own relationship with God. Did he feel chosen, burdened, or a mixture of both? The text hints at a quiet strength in Isaac, a man who carried the weight of his lineage with him. This legacy continued through Isaac's own children, particularly Jacob, who wrestled with God and received the name Israel, signifying his struggle for faith. The story of Abraham, Isaac, and the generations that followed reminds us that faith is not static. It's a journey marked by questions, doubts, and profound experiences that shape who we become. Centuries after Abraham, Jesus told a story that echoes the themes of sacrifice, forgiveness, and familial love. The parable of the prodigal son. A man has two sons. The younger son, restless and wanting independence, demands his inheritance while his father is still alive. This is a grave offense. It's as if the son is wishing his father dead. The son then travels to a distant land and squanders his wealth on reckless living. When he's completely broke and alone, he's forced to take a job feeding pigs. A degrading position for anyone, let alone the son of a wealthy man. It is in this moment of utter despair that the son remembers his father. He returns home not expecting forgiveness, but simply hoping for work as a servant. The story takes a dramatic turn when the father sees his son in the distance and runs to him, embracing him before the son can even speak. Though separated by centuries, the stories of Abraham and Isaac and the prodigal son share striking similarities. Both feature fathers tested by their children. Abraham is asked to physically sacrifice his son, while the prodigal son's father endures the emotional pain of his son's rejection. Both stories also highlight the theme of forgiveness. Abraham, after proving his willingness to obey, is spared the ultimate sacrifice and forgives Isaac for his unknowing role in the ordeal. The prodigal son's father, instead of anger, shows overwhelming compassion and instantly forgives his son. These stories remind us that familial love is complex. It's tested by mistakes, by rebellion, and by the challenges life throws our way. Yet, both stories offer hope. They show us that forgiveness, though difficult, is possible and that reconciliation can lead to profound healing. Section 6. The Prodigal's Father, Examining Parental Mistakes. While the parable focuses on the son's journey, it also subtly reveals the father's flaws. Giving in to the younger son's demands, even though it went against custom and potentially caused harm to the family, raises questions about the father's judgment. Did his desire to appease his son contribute to the son's recklessness? Was there a lack of communication or understanding between father and son that led to such a dramatic rift? The parable doesn't provide easy answers, encouraging us to consider the complexities of parental love. This nuanced portrayal reminds us that parents, even with the best intentions, are not perfect. They make mistakes, sometimes out of love, sometimes out of fear, and sometimes out of a lack of wisdom. The parable challenges us to examine our own relationships with our parents, recognizing both their strengths and shortcomings. Section 7. The enduring message, lessons for today. These stories, though ancient, hold powerful lessons for us today. They remind us of the importance of faith, not as blind obedience, but as a dynamic relationship with something greater than ourselves. They teach us about the complexities of family, the challenges of forgiveness, and the enduring power of love. The stories also challenge us to examine our own lives. Are we willing to make sacrifices for what we believe in? Have we shown compassion and forgiveness to those who have wronged us? These stories invite introspection, urging us to strive for greater understanding and empathy in our own relationships. By reflecting on these ancient narratives, we can gain insights into our own humanity. We're all capable of both great love and grave mistakes. These stories offer a path forward, encouraging us to choose forgiveness, to embrace compassion, and to nurture the bonds of family and faith that connect us all. Section 8. Beyond the text, applying ancient wisdom to modern life. The wisdom embedded within these biblical stories transcends their specific religious context. The themes of sacrifice, forgiveness, and familial love resonate with people of all backgrounds. We can all relate to the challenges of making difficult choices, navigating complex family dynamics, and seeking forgiveness for ourselves and others. In a world often driven by individualism and self-interest, these stories offer a counter-narrative. They remind us of the importance of community, compassion, and empathy. They challenge us to consider the needs of others and to strive for understanding and reconciliation, even in the face of conflict. By applying the lessons learned from these ancient narratives to our modern lives, we can foster greater compassion and understanding in our communities. We can learn to value forgiveness over resentment, empathy over judgment, and love over indifference. Section 9. A Timeless Tale. The power of stories in understanding ourselves. The enduring power of these stories lies in their ability to transcend time and culture. Though written thousands of years ago, they continue to resonate with readers today because they speak to universal human experiences. They remind us that we are not alone in our struggles, our joys, or our search for meaning. Stories have the power to connect us to something larger than ourselves. They help us make sense of the world around us and to understand our place within it. By engaging with these ancient narratives, we embark on a journey of self-discovery, gaining insights into our own motivations